Hey guys, today we're talking about Noragami. Now before we get into why we love this anime so much, we're going to do a quick disclaimer. So this video is not a critical review or a roast sesh or anything like that. This video is simply us discussing everything we like about the anime Noragami. We're going to try to keep this as spoiler free as possible so that we don't ruin anything for those of you who haven't seen or read it yet, because it really is worth the watch if you're someone who likes stunning animation and great storytelling.
Noragami was released in 2014 by Studio Bones and has since been one of our favorite animes. The story follows Yato, a displaced war god scraping for relevance.
Us.
In the modern world of today, and Hiyori, a human with the unique ability to see far shore entities after an accident momentarily separates her soul from her body. Noragami describes the universe in terms of the near and far shores, the realm of the living, and the realm of spirits and the gods. Hiyori is kind of like the Avatar, the bridge between the worlds, except without all the obvious destiny to save the world stuff going on.
I must admit, I really thought that I was gonna hate Hiyori at first. I'm so used to anime just shitting on its token female characters, especially when they're the protagonist, but Noragami proved me wrong in the best way possible. Hiyori is a very refreshing female character to exist in recent anime. She's not tropey or obnoxious, but at the same time she has more personality than the traditional, relatable main character type. Nothing about her really sticks out, but she still manages to have unique personality traits that distinguish her as an individual person with her own history of memories and experiences. She's organic without being boring, and unique without anything feeling forced. Every now and then, there are instances of like blink and you'll miss it fan service involving her, but it's not distracting or overwhelming, and I personally find it excusable as long as the writer keeps Hiyori as the progressive sort of character that doesn't deflate into a flat love interest.
Yato is the perfect balance of humor and angst. Being a god of war definitely took its toll on his emotional state at some point, as we can tell by the brief glimpses we get into his past every now and then. He has a very troubling, mysterious past that he seems to deal with by doing his best to lead a positive life in the present. It's more than the run-of-the-mill character deals with trauma and insecurities with humor trope. These mostly unknown events of his past don't define the way he acts now, because he's had hundreds of years to come to terms with parts of it and develop the lighthearted personality he exhibits today. His unique circumstances make him unlike any character before him. I seriously can't think of a character in any other show to compare him to. He's the perfect juxtaposition of comedic and down-to-earth moments, and he's just overall a really great and fun character.
In the first couple of episodes, Yato's looking for a regalia, or a holy weapon formed by an untainted spirit. This is where our third, and quite possibly favorite character comes in. Yukine is the name that Yato gives to the spirit that he turns into a weapon, and he is just the absolute sweetest little shithead ever. I literally love him so much. I'd love to go into his arc and personality more, but we promised a mostly spoiler-free video, so we can't say too much. But what we can talk about is that Yukine is the spirit of a dead teenager with a lot going on in his little brain, which makes for plenty of deliciously heart-wrenching conflict.
Me too.
Yeah. He's got the best character arc of the century without a doubt. The subtle but consistent development the story gives him carries him from a bratty, rebellious adolescent to a loyal, dedicated regalia, and flows so naturally and beautifully that I actually get excited just thinking about it.
Yeah. Our spoiler-free summary of the plot is as follows. Hiyori needs her body, Yato needs a weapon, and Yukine needs a love. Not that good. Somehow, and by somehow I mean by way of great writing, these three basic factors come together to make an extremely interesting and emotionally gripping plot.
After such an amazing first season, I was actually nervous about going in for season 2. I actually didn't think anything could live up to that standard, especially knowing that sequels tend to flop. I put off watching Noragami Arigato for a long time because of that, and it was one of the biggest mistakes I've made. I don't know how they made a season equally as compelling as the first one, let alone one I could argue was even better. Season 2 focuses more on Bishamon, who we saw more as an antagonist in season 1, but came to love her after we got a glimpse into her life. Season 2 gave us a deeper look into the lore of Noragami's universe, and introduced a lot of new characters, which can sometimes result in writers spreading themselves too thin, trying to make sure everyone develops. But Noragami pulled it off, and I fell in love with every single one of them.
The universe itself is just so compelling because it has a sturdy base of principles that expand off of each other and still manage to leave room for more exploration. We get to witness the transformation of a spirit into an Ayakashi, how the immortality of gods depends on whether they'll be remembered if they die. We get to see how having followers in temples and respect makes a god more or less powerful. The far shore is explained and explored. Regalia have enough autonomy that they can serve multiple gods at once, but we also see the consequences of this drifting. There are ways to cut ties between people as a sort of safeguard against the issues that arise from gods interacting with nearshore creatures. It's like even the questions you didn't think to ask get answered. And it's just really fulfilling to see that kind of world building put into practice.
The fundamentals are well done too. The animation is gorgeous, and the producers really do the most with the soundtrack. Like, we talk all the time about how good the soundtrack is for this anime. There's this one song they play during moments with spirits or talking about the lore that gives it this potentially eerie but mostly mystical vibe, and I just get chills. I would die for that like 3-second piece of sound. The one that goes woo, woo. Fucking damn, uncanny, amazing, perfection, inspired. I'm deceased.
So blessed. So, there you have some of the top reasons why we would sell our bodies for Season 3 of Noragami. If you haven't seen it yet, we really can't recommend it enough. If you're not really much for anime and you're someone who prefers manga, which is, in this case, totally a mistake because the whole production is just phenomenal and really adds to the experience of the story, the manga's great too. I don't really care what format you consume this content in. I just want it to get more recognition. I don't understand why it's still in the dark so much. I never see anyone talking about it. Please, we're begging you.
Begging.
Also, Tay, if you're watching this, get over yourself and just give Noragami another try. I don't know why you don't like it, but you'll watch fucking Moral Oral. God, do yourself a favor with this one. Just fucking watch it.
Call out pose. Thanks everyone who stayed till the end, as usual.
And don't forget to smash that subscribe.